All right.
Uh, you know, it okay.
Uh-oh. Can,
Yeah.
can you hear us, Tina?
Hearing you now, it was out for a second.
Oh, okay. All right. We are live, Tina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being on. And we will be having none other than Apostle Dr. Vaden Grant with us as well. And I was asking Yola how was her week, and she said,
It was okay.
"Oh Lord, that's not good, guys."
No, that's not good. That's not good.
No.
But the good news is I made it through. Boom. Saturday I'm on the Positive Forces show.
Oh my
That's
God.
positive.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's all right. I'm much better today.
Uh-oh. All right. Okay. Collette, tell us, how was your week?
My week was busy. My week was busy, a little challenge, here and there, but I can't complain. I can't complain. I got a lot of things done. I did, I was traveling this week, so it was pretty hectic, but I still got all my stuff accomplished that I wanted to accomplish. So overall, it was a good week. I won't complain.
Challenging yet productive. All right, cool,
Yes.
cool, cool.
How was yours, Kimmy Kim?
My week, thank you for asking, was good. I mean, we're wrapping up at work. I mean, summer is coming. The kids have just finished taking their finals,
Right.
and it's the summertime already. I'm feeling the heat outside. I am loving it, and I am in my element with this heat. I'm in the element with this heat. Like this heat brings life to me. I am not the same during the winter time, but during the summer, oh my god, life. I want to thank our sponsors, You Choose Radio, for allowing us to be on Zion Highness Radio, Viscosity Blend Radio, and Regular Radio. We want to say welcome to our family and friends across the globe. Today, we will definitely do as we do before Yola checks me on. Start with prayer. Who's gonna pray?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together here on this beautiful day on the Positive Forces show. Help us, Lord, to keep our tongues responsible. Help us, Lord, be compassionate. Help us to think about each other, think about ourselves. Remember to worship you, to love you, to always thank you and praise you. Lord, I ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. All right, like, share the past. Let your friends know that you are on and you are listening. Today we have a slew of a topic that I am I'm kind of interested in seeing from a male's perspective and a woman's perspective about love, what love is, and is your love misunderstood? Is it understood? Uh, do you you know is it understood? Do you understand your own love and what you project onto somebody else? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to talk about what is love. What is love? We can go from a secular perspective and also a biblical perspective. Claudette Brumfield is on. She said, "Hello, hi,
Hello,
beautiful
my
ladies.
partner. How are you today?
We missed you. You want to give a shout out, Colette?
A shout out today. I'm just gonna give a shout out to you, Kimo, and I'm just
You
giving a
hear
shout out
Colette?
to you. Yes, I'm hearing you now. I'm giving you and Yola a shout out, for always
Oh,
being
thank
Hey,
consistent
you.
and for always showing up and for doing a great job with the show.
Oh,
oh sweet, oh
thank
sweet.
you.
Thank you. You got a shout out?
Shout out to all of the listeners. You
Mhm.
know, we really love that you to tune in. All of your comments, your likes, your shares. We really love you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to all of our listeners.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Veronica Ellis, our Lily. Yes, beautiful self. They always listen to us every week and they thoroughly enjoy the show. And we just want to say thank you to them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm kind of slightly waiting on Rating Grant, Dr. Apostle.
Okay.
But
Well, I was looking at your question,
yeah, why do
and it
people?
was, why do people question your love?
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting question.
Mhm.
Like, why do people question your love? Like,
Yeah.
I guess we can go to, like you were saying, all different places
Hmm.
with
Yeah.
why our love is questioned.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Deborah said, "Good afternoon, Mr. Kimone. I have been searching. I was on the wrong live. Oh my God, did not want to miss it. To your host, good afternoon, blessings. Thank you for being here. Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Well, while we wait for Apostle, I guess I could do Yoli's thought. It
Yes.
kind of ties
Oh my
into
God.
your kind of
Again,
sort of. Yeah, again.
I don't know how we do this, Tina. So
I'll make it pretty quick because I do want us to get into the topic. Of this week was the word like. You know, like in its simplest form. Look at it from an inner perspective and from how other people see you. Like when somebody says that they like you, what does that mean?
mm,
You know, what are you giving off that a person would like you? And then, there's the flip side where people don't like you and not really for any particular reason. They might not like you for your outward appearance. They might not like you because they're jealous. They might not like you because there's something that they see in you that they want and they can't really handle that.
mm.
But I want to stay on the positive side because this is the Positive Forces show.
No, we like the other sides
We
too.
like the other side too. But when I think of the word like, I think of how is it that people see you. A good way for that I think that people might say that they like you is that you're pleasant to people.
Mm,
How do you give off when you're interacting with people? How is it that somebody can like you? Is it like the way that you speak to people, the way that you treat people, the way that you're compassionate? Is it that you're a listener? Is it that you're just a pleasant person to be around? Or is it that you actually give off an energy or an aura that people gravitate, that make people like you?
mm.
So that was kind of my thought this week. Not because there was anyone in particular that I didn't like, but which does happen because I'm human. But more of look at myself and seeing, am I doing everything that I can without any to do to make people like you? People for like you for who you are. But it kind of makes you look into yourself and say, well, how am I treating people? And how do I like myself? And does liking myself help me give off that positive aura or that person that's comfortable to come tell me something because I'm a good listener, or am I being pleasant, or am I just simply being polite? And so that was my thought this week. How do we, or how do you, what is it that's on your inside? How do you feel? Do you like yourself, and do you give that energy off of likeness that people come and like you and gravitate to you? And if you find you're like having conflict with people you meet around that don't seem to like you, maybe instead of the attitude of, hey, I really don't care if this person thinks, I'm this and I'm that, and I don't care if the person doesn't like me, take a look inside
Mm.
and see how do you feel about yourself, and then see what energy you're giving off. So that's Yoli's thought.
I like that. I
The
like
word
that.
like.
I like that. So it's all it's showing like take introspect of who you are. If someone says something about you, listen to them. They might not be right, but if they are, then it's always great for us to look into who we are and always try to make ourselves better.
What do you think, Tina?
Yes, I like it. I like it. So when you say I'm reusing your word like, right? But the part that was really interesting to me where you said it takes some introspect on like your own behavior. And it really just kind of ties in, this whole process of, liking or being liked. It also ties into our topic today in terms of love, because love looks at our behavior, just as as you said, like sometimes you have to look at the way you're behaving. Are you being polite? Are you being courteous? Or are you being rude? Or different ways. So it's good to be able to look into yourself and to see what it is that you're giving off, or how you feel about yourself and what you're putting out there as well.
Mm,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's easy to put out. And some people have the ideology of like, listen, I'm me. It doesn't matter what you think. It
Yes.
doesn't matter your opinion about me.
And we've
But
talked about that too.
yeah, it's just like I'm gonna be who I am, regardless of if you like me or not. Like me for who I am. Now, is that a fair statement? Do you think?
I think it's a fair statement, but I still think you should look at yourself. Um, yeah, it doesn't matter what somebody thinks. Okay, I get that. But how are you acting?
Mm.
You know, how are you being when you are walking through, navigating through life? Because
Yeah.
I mean, there are people, like I
Yeah.
said, that would just not like you for no real reason,
Mm-hmm.
or for a reason that you may never know. But
Mm-hmm.
what are you really giving off? Sure, you could be like, hey, if you don't like me, that's fine. Because I've been in that place and I still am, where, if you want to be my friend, great. If you don't, fine. It's okay. That's your choice. But at the same time, I'm not going to give off some type of arrogance. I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to be a person that is unapproachable. I hold myself to the standard of being polite,
Mm-hmm.
of being kind to people.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It kind of it stems off a topic that I was talking to with one of my students this week about, when you're choosing your friends and the longevity of friendships nowadays. A preacher said, if you have five confidants in your life, that's like extremely, really, really good, because you grow up with people, as you grow up, you lose your friends, you find who you are. They have, you have different pathways. You might stay together for a while, and then, as you go looking back, how many friends do you have from the middle school where you thought that they were your world, they were your life, right? And then when you get to high school, you're like, oh my God, these are my ride or dies, right? And those friends you still have now.
Believe
I
it,
have one. I
I
have one.
feel like I have not all of them. So I remember all of
You
them.
have one.
I have
I don't
one that I'm
remember all of
close
them,
with.
but I have,
You have one. Okay,
No,
that's
I
good.
was saying
How
I
many do you have?
let me see. So I
go ahead, Yoli.
You're
I will say that I have two that I communicate from time to time that I knew when I lived in elementary school. And
mm,
then most of my friends from high school in Trinidad, um, they are still in Trinidad. Some are in America, but we're all in one group on WhatsApp so that we can communicate with each other. And then college, I still have my best friend. We went to college together. That's one. And then I have friends that I also went to college with that we interact every now and again. So yeah,
that's rare.
yeah. It is.
Yeah. I so I guess that speaks
I
to who you are.
I will say that the dynamic of friendship has changed in that, you grow up, you move out of state, you don't um, see each other and hang out like you used to,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, I know that if I reach out to any of them, um, we still talk and how are you doing? How have you been? Catch up, and that's it, and that's good,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So,
Mm. Wow. Kudos.
except for my bestie, no.
How long have you known her?
Oh, almost 30 years.
Mm, long time.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It's awesome. Love it. And you said you have
Yeah.
one, Tina.
My bestie and I, we've been friends since
Yeah.
30, this year will be 35 years.
Really.
I'm giving away
Wow.
our
Nice.
ages.
Woo.
I'm giving away our ages. We were friends since seventh grade.
Oh, wow.
That's not bad. That's not. That's not bad.
Amazing.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you have me beat big time. It's, with me. I think that like y'all got like 70 years combined.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, this is out. Do you still have friends that you still associate with, you still talk to? I mean, I have one that I can remember from high school that I we hardly talk. And then another from when I was in school in Jamaica, about 2 or 3. Sometimes we are in relationship Sam. Y'all got me beat. Y'all got me beat big time. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it changes as you grow and you move, and you're saying your life goes in different directions. Your relationship changes. The thing that doesn't change is all the great times that you spent together. Like I still remember all the fun that we had in school. Like this really great
Mm-hmm.
friends that did stuff together. So that part is the great memories that stay together,
Mm-hmm.
that last. Um, that I think help with the when you do see each other again for reunions or just catching up. It's like, do you remember this? Do you remember when? And stuff like that. So
That's good. So y'all are likable people. For 916-5138. Call us if you want to share this. Want to share, friendships, relationships, whatever kind of shit you're talking about. Call us and let us know. We want to hear from you. 404-916-5138. All right. As like Yoli's point is always good. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have anything to add, Collette, before we transition?
No, we can transition on over into our topic, our interesting topic for today.
All right, so love. We're going to be talking about love, guys. And what is love? What is love to you? Put it in the chat. Give us a call. Let us know what love is to you. And it doesn't have to be a romantic love. It could just be love with your agape love, or love with your family. What is love to you, and how is your love ever misconstrued? Is your love ever questioned? Do you love hard? Let's get with that before we even get into like the definitions of it. Like, do you love hard? Do you love hard? Does any of you love hard?
I'm gonna
Do
jump
any of
in.
you love
I
hard?
think I think the way you love changes over your lifetime. So maybe
Mm,
when you were younger, you jumped
okay.
in with, with eyes closed, 2 feet down, everything. But maybe when you are a little bit more mature, you're a little bit more cautious about how you jump into it. So I think maybe the way you love, changes over time. So you may love harder
Mm,
when you're younger, and it may be a little bit more reserved when you get older. I don't know. That's just from my perspective.
mm,
Yeah, I agree with you, Tina. I think when you're younger, you love hard. That's a good expression. I think it's all infatuation, and you think that whoever you're in love with is like the end all and be all. And then you grow up and you get hurt and you go through experiences and you learn stuff about yourself and you start to hone in on what you really want.
mhm,
And I'm not sure if I'm not sure if with your experiences and clearing out your baggage as you go through your relationships, if that makes you love less hard.
mm,
It might for people that haven't fixed the pain, but for those people
mm,
that committed relationship, or as far as relationships are concerned, if you or if your end goal is marriage, then hard,
mm,
because I mean that's part of your relationship, and I think being able to stay together is that you should love hard.
mm,
Not to the point where you're hurting yourself, the other person, but like truly love that person.
mm. Someone says love is a deliberate act of valuing someone more than you value yourself. And they put it in a perspective that God is love and God valued us so much that he died on the cross for us, right? So they're saying that that love was, the love that was selfless. Not that you don't value yourself, not that Jesus didn't, God never valued his son, but he was putting it out there to say that, that was the all in all. Like, if you can give your life over for someone, that's the ultimate love, because that's what Jesus did. What do y'all think about that?
I'm glad that they put the God and the Jesus spin at the end, because when you read it at first, it's
That's
like,
what it is. That's
yeah,
what
it's
it's like.
like, huh? Oh, okay.
Value one more than you value your own.
Right, right. Well, Jesus, God definitely values us a lot, and I think that's a to love. If you try to love that way, I think it's very hard for humans to do that.
Mm.
Um, just being honest, it's hard for humans
You
to do
wouldn't
that.
die for friends?
I think
Okay,
that to what the caller said, I mean, to what the person who
you
gave the
guys should
comment said.
say that again, Tina.
Yeah, I was
Amen.
saying to what the person said.
What you said? No, no, I referenced this from an article that someone had
Okay.
written
Okay.
about it, and they said love is also the deliberate act of caring for and listening to others. Love is wanting others to succeed, to be happy and fulfilled. So yes,
So that a second part, because the first part was
that's
they
the whole like paragraph, like the
oh,
little
okay.
paragraph.
Because the first part was, put that person ahead of yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And it also says God made us to love and be loved. God loves us. Sometimes we're in the church, we don't reflect God's love as well as we should still. So I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, what? Oh, I know how people feel about dying for someone willingly, just like that, because they want to exude or show that they really love that person."
Yeah, I'm not sure about people, you know, making such a huge sacrifice like Jesus did for us for our salvation, because that's where we fall short. Um, God is perfect. His love is perfect. His word is perfect. We're not. And so we fall short. I think that we should strive to try to be like that, of
Mhm.
course, to love that way. And, you know, look at how he loves us when we love others. Absolutely. But it's the reality is to do that.
Mm.
It's hard.
On the beach is you or me. You can save my life or save yourself.
That's different.
That's
People,
different.
yeah,
Okay.
people, like this week where that young boy had died. He went in there to save those children. He
Mm.
didn't think that his thought. I don't know, but I'm not thinking he went in thinking, oh, I'm about to sacrifice my people. I'm gonna love these children. No, he saved them, and unfortunately, he got caught in the riptide and died.
Oh
And then the
no.
person that went in to save him, the same thing happened to that person.
Really?
Whereas for me, Jesus dying was intentional.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
I can't think of anything in my head where somebody is going in the movies. The hero intentionally will go into the
Yes.
burning building to save the
Yeah.
victims, and then will bleed.
Yeah.
And then miraculously he did not die.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think it's different.
What did Deborah say?
It is not hard. We choose to look good in others, and this is why we are where we are today.
It's not hard to. I'm thinking she's thinking it's not hard to love people.
Yeah, it's not
I don't
hard
think
to
she's
love
thinking about
people.
it's not hard to give up her life.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess you could say like there's different. I guess I hate to try to break it up into these little pieces,
Yeah.
but I guess if you kind of you could break it up into different parts. Not really so much like try to kill yourself, try to help someone else.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't know. I look at police officers and um, the fire guys.
Fireman. Yes. Yes.
They go into burning buildings every day to save people. Are they necessary? I think it's risk to save people. That's their job, right? That's what they do. I guess you could say they are in essence risking their life to save other people. I don't
Yeah.
think they I'm gonna risk my life and I'm gonna, jump into this burning building. They go in thinking that they're gonna save this person and come back to live another day.
Of course, that's the hope, right?
Right.
Oh my God. Apostle Dr. Vaden Grant, we welcome you to the Positive Forces, sir. How are you?
I'm blessed, highly favored. How are you?
How are you,
On this
sir?
love topic, I'm loving everybody, risking my life to do
Oh, we're fantastic, sir.
it.
Yeah, the good old
love,
love topic.
We're
love is a
talking
risk.
about, go ahead.
It's a risk. Love is risky.
It's a risk.
Yes, it puts you in a vulnerable position all the
Love
time.
is risky. Oh, and
And
okay,
go ahead. Are you saying something, or you're not hearing me?
No, we're hearing you. Go
no, no,
ahead.
no, I wasn't. We weren't hearing you.
No, I'm
I'm.
saying
We're hearing you now.
love is risky. It puts you in a vulnerable position all the time because you're taking a chance on the fact that you may love someone, give out your love, and they don't reciprocate, or they don't reciprocate with the same intensity that you're giving it out. And that has many factors in it. So I believe love
Yeah.
is risky.
So, Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Grant,
Yes.
um, I
Mm-hmm.
want to kind of jump in here when you say that.
You
In
broke up at
terms
the end. Say that again.
in terms of reciprocity, right, and
Uh-huh.
intensity, is could it be that the person's love
I'm
language
hearing
is
you,
different
Tina.
from your love language, and that's the reason why it seems like they're not reciprocating the same way because they aren't receiving the love that you're giving because you're um giving it to them in a love language that they don't speak, or maybe they're giving you love in a love language that you don't speak.
I understand that, and I understand the psychology of it. I can agree to that to a measure, and
Yes.
I'll tell you why a measure. I believe when love is there, it is going to force you, and I'm only using the word force because sometimes we think that love is just like an easy thing,
Yeah.
but it's going to force you to look at the person or the object of your affection and see what they need, see what
Yeah.
they want.
Hmm.
um, and then now you begin to speak their language in the best way possible. Not only that, from the reciprocal perspective, the person would know that you're not in their heads. You didn't grow up with them. You didn't go through all the changes that they have been through. But they see you bringing them flowers. They may say, "Well, pay the bills on time." You are paying the bills. It might be 5 days late, but you're bringing them flowers. You're taking them out to dinner at least once a week, and so on. You're bringing them things. They must know if there's love inside of them. They must know that is your expression of love, especially if you've lived together for a long time or you've been together for a while. Somebody has to be learning that this is my expression. It may not be the one you want, but this is what how I express it,
Hmm.
and vice versa. So
Yeah.
I should be, if I really love you, I should be willing to take the love the way you are giving it to me, and not become again selfish to say give it to me this way or else I don't understand it.
But
That's not human being.
but is that truly selfish though? If you are talking about living with someone and learning the person, is it selfish of the person to want you to learn the way that you
Oh,
want to have your love expressed? Would that be selfish? Would it be considered selfish in that sense?
Yes and no, and I'm saying yes and no because I don't want to be 100% on anything. Here's why I say selfish, and selfish is not always bad. um I think with love, no, no, I think with love, honestly, and I'll give you an example. There's a way that I am satisfied. There's a way that you are satisfied. Some people passing exams, some people getting 95, some 100 is satisfying them, some at 75 is satisfying them. So here's what I'm saying. I know what I need from this person to be satisfied as far as love goes. I also know that I am deficient in giving them the way they want love. So because opposites attract, but I usually say it's hell to live with. But so here is what there must be a compromise somewhere that this is the way they do it, this is the way I do it. We are going to learn each other, but we're never
Yes.
going to be perfect at the
Yeah.
expression.
Mm-hmm.
I love shoes. Every time I see a pair of shoes for me, I see a pair for my wife. Does my wife like shoes? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So she will see me bringing home shoes and be like, "Oh, you bought another pair of shoes? I could have bought you a pair also because I don't just like shoes for me. I like to see you in shoes. But you like flats. So I'm still going to buy a pair of shoes for me. I'm going to buy
Wow.
you what you like, but I didn't buy you a pair because you like flats."
All right. I
So
hear.
there is, for satisfaction, for love to be satisfying, there is a bit of selfishness in it because you will not, even if you accept the person the way that they're giving it, you still won't be satisfied.
All right.
Yes or no?
Mm.
Well, to some extent. To
We're,
some
we're, we're,
extent.
we're, we're breaking up a little bit over here. That's the problem. So
Oh,
Go ahead, Kimon.
the she's talking about love.
Yes, we are.
No, yeah. So I was saying, so you're buying shoes. You're buying shoes for your wife, and but she likes flats, but you like heels, and you buying those heels. You buying those heels for her, and she not wanting those flats because that's not what she likes. You're saying that's a bit of selfishness on your part, right? But you're still buying her shoes, but you're just not buying what you want. Was that what I was hearing? Because you're breaking up a little.
no, no. What I'm saying is, she may think that I'm being selfish because I'm treating myself. But the same way I see shoes for me, I see shoes for her. But because she doesn't like shoes,
Mm-hmm.
for what she likes, I am buying the shoes for me because she won't buy shoes for me. So I'm not depending on her love to satisfy me in the area of shoes. And I'm just using that as an example. But I still have to be selfish enough. If what she would do for me is not what's going to satisfy me, I still have to satisfy myself. I expect that on her side also. Is it
Yeah.
making sense?
Yeah.
So I'm not depending on her to fulfill my 100% of love.
Yeah. I don't believe there's anyone who will fulfill our 100% of love except God Himself. But I do believe that, couples definitely can learn the way that their partner or their partner feels loved, or the way their partner wants them to express love. And in so doing, it just shows that you care about the person enough to want them to be able to appreciate and feel loved, right? So you, in that sense, you will say, okay, if this person prefers, words of affirmation over gifts, for example, then you want to give them what they need to feel loved. So I think it's kind of it in some ways, yes, it's important to know how your partner or how a person feels loved in that kind of a relationship. But in general terms, I like the biblical definition of what love is. And I think if we express those qualities like patience and kindness and those things, then people will definitely see and feel the love from us.
I want to agree with that. I don't think you can get higher than the Bible.
Can
I
Yeah,
you
do.
I
can?
think that.
But I say this though. I dealt with a case in my church, and one day I was just sitting, and the Lord shared with me about someone, and they say, does the Lord was telling me, it doesn't matter how much love you project to them, they won't receive it because they believe that anyone who says I love you have an intention. They have an intention to get something from them. There's a strong church member, there's a person who is grown, and so on and so forth. The thing is, sometimes what's in your mind and in your psyche is determining how you see love, how you give love, and how you appreciate as far as the reception of love goes. And sometimes you can learn or you can think you know someone, and they may just be Okay, if you said I like shoes, they say okay, I like shoes too. They're not really satisfied with shoes, but they are only saying that because they know that's what you like. The truth about love, it has to be, there has to be an honesty
Mm.
that if I like this, this is what I like. If I don't like it, I don't. And you shouldn't be upset that I don't like it. You shouldn't be overcome by the fact that I don't like it. And not only that, I should know how to say I don't like it. Because if I buy something for you and I was thinking about you while I
Mhm.
was buying it or giving it, you should not blast it as if it's nothing. You appreciate it, and sometime later on you say to me, I would have preferred if you had gotten me something else.
Yeah.
Or I would have liked you to say I love you before you said this gift is for you. This gift is for you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
don't downplay the expression of the other person and
Absolutely.
expect them to keep, you know, because I think love breeds love.
Yeah. No, no, that's good because that's definitely our our topic today. Is your love question, and again, like you said, you're looking at the person and you're looking at their intentions, and if you know a person and they're trying to give you their love, or you see that they're loving on you or loving you, sometimes it is easy to question the why, but why is it easy for you to question the why? I think it depends on the person's integrity. It depends on the person, who the person is, and why you think the person is doing it. Especially if the person is not clear about what their intentions are. If it's a friend, just two people wanting to be friends, then then like Tina was say like you did when you were younger. But as you kind of, put your toe in first, and you kind of get wet, and then you put your arm in, and then you see, how you guys are vibing. But when it comes to relationship and somebody telling you that, sometimes people can tell you that because they have their own agenda, and if they have their own agenda, and you're looking on it or into it blindly, then you can be misled easily. Deborah said, "We have compromised if we do say we love each other. We have to compromise if we do say we love each other." What Apostle said is the honest truth. That's Deborah.
Uh,
Tell Deborah she gets two thumbs up
Yeah,
from me.
and
right. Listen,
People just jump in too fast.
go ahead.
go ahead,
Yeah, I
Yola.
think people just jump in too fast. They jump in too fast. Of course, there's the honesty element and the communication element and the integrity element. And did I say intention? Yes, I'll say it again. The
Yeah,
intention
intention
element.
behind it.
And I find that, people just kind of jump in too fast. It's okay to be friends, but you have to know, and both people have to decide what that really is. I mean, let's take friendship in its simplest form. Just because I want to be your friend and we've now formed some type of connection doesn't mean like the other person's intention may not be a full-fledged committed married relationship. It might just be I want to be friends. Don't take that term to mean something other than it is, and remember to communicate. And in the interactions with one another, you would be learning your love language. You should only get that conversation if your intention is to be in a committed relationship with said person.
Mm.
And I
You
think
know,
half the times you have one person that just jumps in like, "Oh, I found my person. Let's be friends. I found my person." And the other person is just like, "Yo, I'm just trying to be friends. I'm just laid back trying to be friends. What's your name? My name's this. La la la. Where you live? Basic, simple stuff." Um, and the other person is on a completely different plane,
But
thinking that
yeah,
they're going to be in some type of committed something, right? So yeah, the
but
honesty, which I think takes time. It would be nice if everyone could just be honest, but I think most people are afraid.
Mhm.
They run into this fear of being honest. It's okay to be honest. I
Yeah.
find that there's less
Yola,
hurt if you could just be
Be
honest.
honest.
There'll still be some hurt
Yola,
there, sure, but it's okay.
could I
You're
could,
being
could I
honest, you're
say that? Could,
communicating.
could I say this?
Yes,
I think the reality is
yes.
there's a large percentage of people say they want honesty, but they really don't. They don't want other people to be honest with them. So I think what people have
Yeah, I
become
can agree
very
with that. I
comfortable
think
with,
that,
they've become comfortable with playing games because they think everybody is playing games. And the problem is, if you are sincere about love, and let me just jump over now to the Christian side of it. If you're sincere about love, if you're loving people because Jesus has commanded you to, or you're in a relationship and you realize that, and I'm not talking about a relationship, it doesn't have to be a intimate relationship or whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, but you're in a friendship and you realize that you should be in a friendship because you can't get along, you can't get through the world without friends. Then you find people now, they're in the friendship with you, but they're in it for their own reasons. They're in it to find out who you are, what you're doing, how you do what you do. Can I get on your show? Can I get with your people? And all these other things, especially the higher you rise, is the more you have to be cautious about what people's intentions are. So when it comes to being honest, some people would love to be honest with other people. But what people do too, they take your honesty and they manipulate it even more so to get to their sordid intention. So you said something, not jumping in too early. The world has become a very gray place, but I think one of the things we have to do is make sure that you are authentic. And if you realize the person that you're dealing with, and I don't want to bring Sister Kimone in here, but I was going to give an example. If you realize the person you're dealing with has a lot of gray, then make the decision to absent yourself from them or to leave them where they are so that they don't pollute you. Because what we have now is a lot of people who have gone through bad relationships, whether it's friendship or boyfriend, girlfriend, or marriage, where people have actually polluted them so they know they are no longer innocent in their even their conveyance of love. All right, I'll quit there.
I'm gonna jump in right behind you. You said something earlier that really caught my attention, and I'm glad you jumped over into the biblical side of it, because God commands us to do two things: love God and to love people. We are commanded
Correct.
by God to love others as we love ourselves. But
Even our enemies.
yes, even our enemies, everyone doesn't exclude anyone. We are to love Jesus and love God. We're to love others as we love ourselves. But you said something earlier about the person not being able to receive love, probably because of something that's going on within them, right?
Yes.
So you may want to love this person as you love yourself, and the person can't receive it. But my question would be, if this person has something going on where they don't love themselves, are they even capable of loving others as they love themselves if they don't even have self-love?
That was one of the problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
It
I
was a
don't.
relation. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was just the Lord giving me information via the Spirit, if I
No,
might
go
use the
ahead,
term.
sir.
I did not know. And so when I told them, I say you have a problem with receiving love because you are suspect of people's love for you because of what you think. They didn't agree with me right away. But a little while after, about a week or two after, they came
Mhm.
back and they told me I was correct because I know God doesn't lie. But again, that's just God giving me that information. How about somebody falling in love with somebody like that, doing their utmost best, and the person is still not giving, reciprocating, all because what's in their mind, what's in their history, what's in their psyche.
Mhm.
Some of these things, God literally have to take care of it in your life to
Yeah.
free you from it.
Yeah. And I guess another question I have for the team also is that, are you giving love it to get love reciprocated to you, or are you loving for the sake of loving because God has commanded you to, or are you loving to get love returned back to you?
Can I jump in and take one for the team?
Mm.
Yes. Yes.
I believe
You have you
love
have
is cynical.
no. It's you have one
If you
minute.
give love, it
You
should be
have 1 minute.
reciprocated. I'm not saying
Love
at
is
all
cynical.
times it's gonna come back, but I believe
Cynical.
when you give love, it should be reciprocated. That's my minute. I yield to the floor.
All right,
All
Kimona,
right.
I'm yielding to the
The
host
people
as well. Go
can't.
ahead.
Okay. Sorry. Hard for us to hear. Deborah said some people can't handle the truth. I prefer the truth. It may be an embarrassment. I prefer the truth. Too shall pass. The embarrassment will be buried after a while. Mama P, welcome. Uh, Deborah also said, "Preach, Apostle Grant, preach. Honestly, I am on your level." Erica Saunders, welcome. Or future psychologist. He said, "Until your vertical life with God is right, your horizontal love will not be right." Wow, I like it. On the money.
Boom.
Thank you, Erica. All right, guys. So it's time, and
Just like that.
it's already time for us to go. And go ahead with your final thoughts, guys.
All
Go
right.
ahead,
Go
Tina,
ahead,
with your final
Apostle.
thought.
All right, I'll do mine first. So, my final thought on this is that um, we are to love as we have been commanded to love. We're commanded to love God and we're commanded to love people. In I guess in some cases we would expect that if we're loving people, it's going to be reciprocated to us. But even if it's not reciprocated to us, we should continue to love people, just the same. And we should love people as the Bible commands us to love people, to be patient, to be kind, to not be self-seeking and to not to be self-serving, not to think evil of others, just to be hopeful, to endure all things, and just to allow the love of God to flow through us to others. Because as the Bible tells us, love is the greatest of all things.
Love is pure, love is kind. Do not give up on love, even if it's I'm
All
just saying
right. To the pure
relational
all over.
love. Don't give up on love. I believe in love and I believe God is love.
All right.
So
That's
it
it.
must work. Go
But
ahead.
thank you guys. Thank you, Apostle. Sorry for cutting you off, guys.
No
Listen, you
problem.
have to come back and be with us for the next round. We didn't get to do your final thought,
That's okay.
but we were blessed to have Yoli's Corner Viscosity Blend Radio. We want to thank you for hosting us. Zion Highness Radio, of course. You choose radio and reggae global radio. We want to thank you for hosting the Positive Voices show each and every week. We love you and we totally appreciate your love. Like and share the broadcast. And again, if you have any questions after you watch the show, go ahead and jot them down and we'll be certain to answer them. Thank you very much. And you guys have a fantastic day.
Guys.